Hey everybody, welcome back to Football Talk with Vinny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Aaron Rodgers news. So if you haven't already heard, we actually got some real news about the Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, and that was that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have agreed to make some concessions in order to bring back Aaron Rodgers for this upcoming season. So first, let's get into what the concessions are. So what was agreed upon, at least what's being reported, is that they are going to void the 2023 season from Aaron Rodgers' contract, and then they are going to agree to really review the trade scenarios or just the contract in general next offseason. Now, obviously, this does a couple things for, I think, both parties, right? If you're Aaron Rodgers, it kind of forces them to maybe hopefully make a decision on you next year, right? Because again, if 2023 is void and you're not able to do franchise tags and stuff, at least that's what was been reported, is if the contract does expire, they're not able to franchise them and everything. So if that is the case, then again, you're now able, if you're Aaron Rodgers, to play out this season knowing that next year you will probably more than likely play for another team, unless you either A, forgive the Packers for what they've been doing, or what at least you perceive them to be doing, or they could actually just change the way, I guess, they've been treating him and maybe other players, and he'll change his mind and want to re-up in Green Bay. I don't think a lot of people think that he's going to change his mind regardless of winning the Super Bowl, so it looks like this is their last year. So I think from Green Bay's perspective, it's as close to a win as really as you can get. At the end of the day, I think when they had drafted Jordan Love, they always reported and knew that 2022 was the year you could realistically trade Aaron Rodgers because he had so much guaranteed money on his contract. It didn't make any financial sense to trade him anywhere near before that year. And then obviously it is a little bit of a win from Aaron Rodgers' perspective when you void that last year of the deal. That means now there's just more pressure on the team to agree to trade him at the end of the season. Now, they don't have to. They could say that he plays a year out and then they try to convince him to play one more year. But at that point, I think they would probably like to just trade Aaron Rodgers at that point, only because, again, if you think Jordan Love is the guy, he will now, at the end of this season, be 2 years into his contract and have not played a single snap. So if you were to start Aaron Rodgers and not trade him that third year, you're essentially going into Jordan Love's last year. Yes, you could guarantee him his fifth-year option, but if he hasn't played a single snap for you, that's kind of risky to do. So you're essentially going to be going into that last year of his rookie deal, and then you're going to have to hope that either A, he plays well his rookie year so you can justify adding on that fifth year or extending him, or if he doesn't play well, now you have to do like a year-to-year thing with maybe some franchise tags, and that gets real expensive because, again, a franchise tag, you're paid up like the top 10 average at your position. And by the time Jordan Love's contract's over, the average might be $40+ million. So I don't know if you're going to want to pay $40 million to Jordan Love if he hasn't really played much football for you. Now, obviously, I haven't really done a video on the whole Aaron Rodgers situation because there hasn't been really any news, right? Aaron Rodgers has literally said nothing. He hasn't had anything come out that he's reported. He had the one show on ESPN, where he was talking about, just in general, what the problems might be in Green Bay, just how it's about the people and it's not about, the building itself and the organization. It's about who's in the building and the people that you have to speak to. And obviously, when you say something like that, everyone assumes you're talking about the GM. So again, if you're a Green Bay Packer fan, though, this is huge news because at least now you are, hopefully at this point, looks like you're assured that Aaron Rodgers will be your starting quarterback going into this season. And again, if you're a fan of the team, that's all you really care about. Sure, next year you'll address it when it gets there, but at least for this season, you are now going to be excited, that the team that has now gone to 2 straight NFC Championship games are pretty much going to stay intact, and you have a chance to essentially run it back again and try to see if you can get into the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year. So obviously that's great news for Green Bay Packers fans. Obviously, we're going to have to hopefully not go through all of this entire drama next offseason. Hopefully, if they decide to trade Aaron Rodgers, it will be towards the start of free agency and not dragged out, so we don't have to have these conversations on these sports channels every single day where it's like they're just talking about it because there's really nothing else to talk about. So obviously, now that we have an end to it, I just want to make a video on it just to kind of give you I guess my thoughts, I didn't really give you my thoughts, just gave you the factual information of what's going on. So obviously the thoughts were, I didn't think that they were going to trade Aaron Rodgers anyways. Again, you have him under contract for 3 years. They just drafted his replacement. So at that point, it's a little different in like the Deshaun Watson thing before his legal troubles, right? If you're Deshaun Watson, you're 25, 26 years old, you can sit out a year if you really want to make your point. It's not that big of a deal. You still have a decade plus to play. Aaron Rodgers is much closer to the end of his career, so a year sitting out for him is almost like the rest of his career, right? So sitting out a year for him is way worse. But again, now that it's solved, at least we don't have to worry about that being the case and not seeing Aaron Rodgers. So hopefully next offseason we don't have to go through this whole thing we did this year. But again, now that that's resolved, we actually can move on to Deshaun Watson, which will, be in another video. But at least now we got one news story done. But that's going to be it for today's video. Kind of a short one. Just wanted to give you initial thoughts on just the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. I didn't really make a video on it because I didn't feel the need to. There was never any real breaking news up until yesterday. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a like as it does help out the channel. Also, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing as that helps the channel out as well. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to the next video. Bye.